I know that the ladies in my network love the open marriage regret post. This was asked in the anonymous askers page on Facebook. I was tagged in this. I don't follow this page, but it made me so happy to get tagged in this. This man says, I'm a 42-year-old man married for 10 years to my wife who's 36. We decided to try for an open marriage after 10 years of marriage. We decided, okay. She's having no problems meeting others, and I can't find anyone. We live in a very rural state in a very small town. She's also not dating or sleeping with me now because of some issues we have had about trust on both sides. They have issues on both sides, trust issues on both sides. I would like advice on how to meet. This made me chuckle. It's such a small post, but they're having trust issues and she's not dating or sleeping with him. It seems like it was opened up, and this is conjecture, but is based on what we've seen with these other open marriage posts. He was probably cheating or trying to cheat. She caught wind and said, we're about to open this up completely. I'm going to do my own thing. Sounds like they are just living together at the moment and will probably just need to split up. At this point, if you get caught cheating or get caught wanting to cheat and then the other person agrees to open, they're just testing the waters for the dating game, basically, and that's it. This is not an open marriage that's like polyamorous, like we love all of these people. No, that is not what this is, because if that were the case, she would still be giving attention to her husband, which he is not getting any attention. He is down. He's not getting any attention from all the women that he thought that he was going to get, and he's not getting any attention from his wife. He's 42 years old. So many of these MFers really have bought into that men will still get attention in the outside world. Y'all, they really need to come to reality. They are firmly entrenched in Delulu land and do not want to come out of Delulu land. They want to really believe that they can go out and get women that are 20 years younger than them. And I have no idea why they won't simply see reality for what it is, that they are not that desirable. They are not that desirable. I'm sorry, dudes. Some of the comments on this post, Miss Nikki B says, bless your little heart. And then the anonymous asker says, this says so much without saying a lot at all. The women were having a field day. They were really chuckling it up. Jessica says, I have read so many of these open marriage stories, and every single time the wife is the one who is on date after date. And my theory is that men are looking for a good time, so she's not going to have a problem. But women are looking for a relationship. You should close your marriage or divorce her, because you will not have as many dates as she does. And that's obviously a problem for you. And then Eric says, facts. Open relationship benefit women more. She can get a whole train ran on her before you even get a single date. Sounds like he's a little salty, but these men simply just don't live in reality world. They really believe that 40s and 50-year-old men can just run out here and get a bunch of women. That is not reality. Charlie seemed a little bitter here. So the women are getting multiple partners because they want a relationship. That is not what she said. Read that again. So the women are getting multiple partners because they want a relationship. No. Women are getting multiple partners because men have very low standards. So if she just wants to play around with these men, she can do that. But women, on the other hand, are not like men. Women, on the other hand, when it comes to dating someone who's married, there's no benefit for women to date a married man unless she just simply doesn't want to fulfill all of the stuff that goes along with living with a man. So the rest of his point after that, it seems silly. You can clearly see how your generalization is falling flat on its face with your own run-on sentence. The wife in this case is looking for a good time and no commitment. She's finding guys that want the same. But that's literally what she said. So this question was kind of silly. Chelsea says, you have an open marriage and that's when your marriage ended. Divorce and move on, but curious to know the point of marriage if you just want to see other people. But the thing is, they opened the marriage, but why? What was the impetus to open the marriage after 10 years of marriage? I think that the marriage broke before that because no one just opens the marriage. No one just opens a happy, healthy marriage. So it probably broke before that. Carol says to Chelsea, he wants to benefit from her housekeeping skills and she wants to benefit from him covering half or better of the household bills. At this particular point, when you are living with when you're a man living with someone, you are benefiting from that person even if you're not in a happy relationship. And yes, she is probably benefiting from him paying half the bills, but also is she putting out more effort into him simply because is she still doing the household stuff? We don't know. Alexis says to Chelsea, comfort and attachment. Brenda says, I had to laugh at the part of the story where he said they both have trust issues. So naturally, they will fix everything with an open marriage. She says, I'm a bit offended having a married man ask me how to find women to date. An open marriage apparently works okay for some, but shouldn't he have had some idea on how to find like-minded individuals rather than hitting on the general unsuspecting public? Exactly. Where's the woman you were probably trying to sleep with before? Where'd she go? Where'd she go, dude? Tracy says, I would bet it is purely financial when people have open marriages instead of divorce. Still got someone paying half. JLB wonders, what do you have to offer another woman other than X? What will the other woman benefit from this? Most women with sense are not going to mess with a married man unless he is extremely handsome and she's attracted to him, or he is giving her money, or he has a good personality and the potential for a relationship. A lot of these people do not have a great personality. And how are you going to have a potential for a relationship if you're just trying to sleep with someone? So it's like, yeah, what does a woman who is dating benefit from? I mean, what do you get from this? Bridgetta says, even those situations, are you married? Great, go get your marriage either fixed or in. Then stay alone and fix yourselves. Give time to heal, then get back into dating. Yeah, go ahead and heal. Women do not need to take on a mess of a man. Women don't take on a mess of a man. Don't mess with these married men. Don't mess with these separated men. Don't mess with these divorced men with kids who have custody and are just looking for a bang made nanny. Melanie says exactly this. A lot of women, not all, seek different things than men: security, safety, emotional connection, spiritual attachment, or a good potential father for future children. Dating a married man provides none of this. So the pool of people is already pretty shallow. Key says this really explains the reason why married men in open marriages end up hating it most of the time. And they hate it, and it makes me laugh. I love it. That's the reason why I do these open marriage posts. Agatha says, so some women indeed just want the fun and seek out married men as they do not want to do his laundry or schedule his doctor visits. So I wanted to highlight that part because, yes, if the man is kind of fun to hang around, does offer some good nookie, then maybe he is worth the trouble and then just send him back home. But for the most part, I don't think that most women are doing this. But you guys can weigh in on your part on that. Join the conversation. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. Yesterday, I was talking about this woman who was saying that all of our standards and narratives are shaped by men. Even men's issues are shaped by the narratives and standards created by other men. This was posted in the Gen Z subreddit. This is an Incelosaurus who is down about dating. And I want to get into some of this. He says, question, why are men's standards seen as sexist, but not the other way around? This is his discussion post. He says, there's been a lot of incel and dating posts on here lately, and I just wanted to ask a question. For context, I am not successful. He's 25 years old. I work a factory job, live in an apartment alone. My life sucks. I am involuntarily celibate, but I do not promote any violent or disgusting language towards women. That being said, there's a part of me that feels that women are immune from criticism. If you are upset with a common viewpoint women have towards men, you are a Dorito eating neckbeard that drinks Monsters and Mountain Dew. For years, men were criticized for unreasonable standards that every woman looks like Megan Fox, thin, beautiful hair and face, certain build. Also, some men beg for women to be super submissive and subservient, which I find to be problematic. And it is a problem. Porn and media has created unrealistic standards. Yet, I feel the same way about both body and income shaming. As of now, women have unrealistic standards for men in a difficult economy, that men have a full head of hair, are tall, and that they make 2 to 3 times the median individual income at least. I have never understood why criticism is allowed to be directed one way but not the other. Shallow standards are a problem across society for both men and women. Maybe it's because men dominated the media for the longest time and now things have changed. It kind of feels like two wrongs making a right. Maybe I'm just seeing it this way because I'm upset with my life. Maybe I suck, laugh. But I'm curious if anyone feels the same. Can we objectively criticize standards both ways without being called a feminazi, sexist, or incel? I just feel like it's sad that men who work important jobs yet make $30 to $45,000 a year are not valued by society overall, nor by most women. That's what upsets me the most. The wildest thing, men are the ones that created these standards for other men to be the protectors and the providers. Patriarchy harms men just like they harm women, but men don't see this as an issue that other men have put upon them. They see it as an issue that women are the problem when women aren't the problem. Women are not the problem when we're like women are not just coming on here asking for a head of hair and being tall and make 2 to 3 times the income. Women typically, and this is from me speaking to lots of women, want an emotionally available man. They want somebody that is checked into the relationship, participating in the home, doing their part of the chores. Yes, having a full head of hair is part of the attraction, but having a partner is important too. And if men really put their income aside and understood that this household could run on two average incomes versus thinking that they get into a relationship and then just to get to put their feet up. They now have a servant. They now get to have a submissive woman. That is part of their problem, and they won't confront that they still have to unpack a lot of the patriarchy where it comes to women and actually listen to what women want as far as what they're attracted to or their standards in dating, and stop acting like it is 6 feet tall, six figure income, and what's the other six pair of shoes or something. What's the other six? I forget. But women are not saying that. That is regurgitated from men to other men. At what point will men ever listen to what women actually want? That would mean that they value women's opinions, which they don't. And then down here, he says maybe it's because men dominated the media for so long. Men still dominate the media. Women are starting to break into it, and you're starting to see a different slant, a different perspective and narrative. But do these men actually watch women movies? Do they listen to women? Do they read women focused books? Do they watch series that have a female lead? Do they? Because if they do, they will start to shift their focus and see that we have a narrative that's valuable, but they don't. And you can tell when they are typing these types of things that they still refuse to listen to women. Now, I will tell you, I don't typically comment on men's posts. I don't. I typically take screenshots and move it along. But I did actually comment on this and get some other comments below me. I said, one day you men will ask women what they expect versus consistently telling us women what women want. Y'all haven't figured out yet that women have differing tastes and want different things. Once you address that part, then you can talk to women on an individual basis. You're not ready yet. And then this woman says this exactly. I keep seeing men complain about all women having these crazy high standards for height, income, hair thickness, attractiveness. But in actuality, me and the women around me have never actually had such high standards. The only actual standards I've seen my friends have for men are be decent, clean, and hygienic, be loyal, have a good set of values and morals, don't be mean to cats, have a sense of humor that isn't reliant on racism, sexism, or any other form of bigotry. Height, money, and being super attractive are literally seen as a plus. So I'm also literally engaged to and marrying a man who is the same height as me. So I've never understood the women only date men who are over 6 feet tall. Men are the ones that say that last part, this whole 6 feet tall. Men, I'm sorry, I'm sure some women have a height requirement, but that is typically regurgitated and repeated over and over from other men. The OP responds to me saying, "Good point. I just hate reading comment sections where people have these crazy expectations." Okay, he's still not going to hear women, but okay. Unlikely Gazelle says half of the things you read online are bot generated. Go touch grass and talk to real people. It might change your perspective. Bear Jar Jar says, yeah, how do these guys expect to get women when they act like all women only go for tall super chads? The fact they think this just shows that they get their idea of what women want from problematic sources and certainly not from asking women. And internal student says, right? Have they ever been out in society? Plenty of broke, unattractive, balding, etc. men with female partners. If anything, I see way more couples where the woman is significantly more attractive and financially secure than her male partner. So some of these people really just need to actually talk to people, but I doubt that he will. He doesn't seem like he wants to, and lots of people won't. But at least, like I said, I don't typically talk to people, men, on these posts, but I did. And I just wanted to point that out, that this just goes along with the fact that men shape standards for everybody, and the patriarchy does hurt men as well. Here we have a woman doing an Am I the A-hole post, and y'all already know how I feel about women doing these Am I the A-hole posts. They're simply looking for validation for feeling normal human emotions. She says, Am I the A-hole? I took my baby and left home after my husband kept making jokes about my body. Absolutely not. You're not the a-hole. He deserves to be alone in that house by himself. Absolutely. But let's look at the post. So my husband started making indirect jokes about my body and shape ever since I gave birth to our son. At first, I didn't mind a silly joke here and there, but it escalated, and he started doing it in front of the friends and family. Last week, we were invited by his mom to celebrate at her home. He casually made an offensive joke about my body, and that was the last straw for me. We got home and we started arguing. I recorded our conversation, and this is how it went. Me, can we talk about what happened at dinner tonight? Him, he was checking his phone, responding nonchalantly. What is there to talk about? It was just a joke. Me, a joke? You think making fun of my body in front of your family is funny? I've just had our baby and I'm still adjusting to everything. Your comments hurt. You know that, right? Him? Come on. It was just a little banter. Everyone laughed. Besides, if you had gotten the husband stitch, like I suggested, maybe it wouldn't be such a big deal. Me. I was staring at him in disbelief after this comment, so now it's my fault. I'm the one to blame for your insensitive jokes. Is that really how you feel? Him, I'm just saying things could be different. You chose not to do it. I thought you wanted to feel good again. It's not like I'm trying to hurt you. I just want us to have a good ex life again. After that, we kept going back and forth, and I ended up taking the baby and moving out. He began complaining about how I took his son away from him, how I was punishing him, using our son, etc. His family interjected and told me I can't do this to him. It's been days, and he's still complaining about what I did, calling it overreaction, and saying that I was taking taking my frustration out on him. So many of these MFers don't deserve to have a family, period. The birth rate needs to plummet to hell, period. Yeah. Like literally, our bodies change. That's one thing. But number two, the husband stitch doesn't change your body back. It's just an unnecessary procedure because our vajayjays come back together because they are a muscle. It doesn't require these extra stitches that makes X painful for women. It's a terrible procedure and it's unnecessary to stitch it up too tightly. That is not going to help the healing process. It's not going to help her pleasure at all. It won't help her pleasure. And because of that, actually, it's more painful. So your ex life will probably get worse if it's painful. And the fact that this man is making fun of her body, it hurts her mental health. So then she responds by pushing away, not wanting X to begin with, feeling self conscious about her body, not wanting to show it at all. And in this case, walking away. Women have got to start standing up for ourselves. It is not funny if it's not a funny joke if everybody is laughing at you. When you are amused, you're joining in on the laughter. But if the joke is at your expense, it is not a joke. It's just mean spirited. And no, you don't have to stay with a man that makes fun of your body after having a baby and still healing. Absolutely not. These people deserve to be walked out on. They don't deserve you. He needs to give him joint custody of his son and let him take care of his son in his own home, and you go take care of your son in your home separate from him. I'm gonna do some of the comments because it fleshes out what the husband stitch is. Interesting Chef says, my daughter's gynecologist told me a story about the one guy that asked if she was going to give his wife an extra stitch. She told him to drop his pants so she could see how many stitches it would take to make a difference for him. He shut up and never spoke to her again. Fixer Orange says, I'm a nurse, and this is very close to how my favorite OBGYN would respond to that joke from dads. What does that request tell us about your anatomy? Thankfully, I only heard this situation twice in all my years in that specialty. Yes, that you got to respond to these men that way. But let's talk about what the husband stitch really is for the people that might not. Anyone thinking it's funny to even joke about the whole obstetrics violence husband stitch deserves a perpetual restraining order from all women. Get a lawyer quickly. Blue Moon Rabbit says, I bet he wasn't really joking though. And Excellent Fly says, he admitted to punishing her for not getting the husband stitch by making fun of her body. He literally said he wouldn't be making fun of her if she had gotten the stitch. He's not joking. He's evil as F. Not Brit Suzanne says, first of all, the husband stitch is an absolutely heinous thing, and I hope whoever started that trend, be it an OB or an obnoxious husband, gets penis cancer. It's almost always painful for the woman afterwards because it isn't meant to be that size. It's meant to heal back the way it was. Second, he's making fun of your body because he's mad you wouldn't get the husband stitch. That's a level of emotional abuse I can't even fathom. Throw that man in the effing ocean. Alfonso says, wait, people actually get husband stitches? Where? In the UK, it's illegal as it's classified as female minimal mutilations. And an obstetrician actually got charged with FGM for saying he would do one. Please know and understand that women's body, we are here for men's pleasure. We're not here to, be fully autonomous humans. And the fact that FGM is still done on girls so that girls don't grow into women that enjoy pleasure is saddening. The fact that our bodies are simply supposed to be here to be a man's happiness machine in some places, and men joke that we're here simply to be their bang maids and happiness machine makes me so mad for women daily. But yes, this is mutilation, and it should not be acceptable. This is not funny. It's all about misogyny and sexism and reducing us down to be a man's happiness machine and not being an autonomous human that deserves to be able to heal, experience pleasure, and have other normal human emotions and go through the normal human things that it takes to heal from a baby. All right, y'all. Join the conversation. Let me know what you think about this one. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. After the seriousness of some of these Reddit posts in the news, we needed to lighten the mood. So we have this man here. I did have to turn off the music for copyright issues, but body language is a language. Dance is a language. So you do have to watch him to see the passion in his body language. He's singing in a different language anyway, so I don't really know what he's talking about. But that little kick right there, that tells me that he is serious about it. And then whoever he is singing to right now, they should feel this through his body language, these jerks, this shimmies. You see his finger, you see that right there? And then he does this little leg shimmy, and then he does these kicks that just tells me that he is serious. Hopefully this has raised your mood and you're smiling right now, because I know I am. Anyway, you guys enjoy the rest of your day. That kick right there. Don't forget to like, comment, and share.